Hey, everybody.
Baby.
You need to
No, we are. Just you don't you get something.
Hey, everybody. Oh, goodness. Good evening. Happy Taco Tuesday.
Alright.
Hey, dear. We're settling in. We're settling in. Hey, everybody. It is May the 3rd, 2022. We're almost halfway through the year already.
No button all yet?
No.
No? Alright, what up everybody?
Hey, Jessica.
Alright, so we're talking about what's up Rakia? We are talking about
I'm too close to that. I'm too close.
Which one we do?
I'm just turning this on. All right. So, dear, what does this mean for you? What's next? Now that you have passed your exit exam, what's next for you?
Do you like that?
It's
Better?
warm. That's fine.
Alright. Go ahead and eat first, Jade. Okay. What up, Cedric? We are in. Alright, so if you don't
Pretty done.
unbutton that top button. I know, right? Alright, so here we go. We're talking about respect versus obedience. So as it is said, actually I was listening to a gentleman talk about how women require love. And he said that for men, we rarely ever ask a woman to love us. We normally ask for respect. And so that respect is what is considered love for the man. So if you respect him, then he sees that or he hears that as love. So one, I would say that the greatest need for a woman is love and security. And the greatest need for a man
Honor and respect.
is honor and respect. All right, so if the woman asks for love, so I'm getting to where I'm trying to go. If the woman asks for love, and the man doesn't ask for love, he asks for respect. The guy also said that disrespect to a man feels like hate, like you hate him. And but if you respect him, that feels like love. So let's just start there. What do you guys think about that as it relates to respecting a man and him not asking for love but asking for respect, and that disrespect is feeling that you hate?
Disrespect is what?
When he's disrespected, he feels like you hate him, like you don't like him at all.
Okay.
So what do you guys feel about that?
So when he feels disrespected, he feels as if his woman doesn't love him,
Right.
that she hates him. But he doesn't ask her to love him. He asks her to respect him.
He was saying that most men don't ask for the woman to love me. I need you to love me. They mostly ask for the woman to respect me. I need you to respect me. And so he said, once you respect me, I never have to ask you for love because I feel loved when you are respecting me. But when you're not respecting me, you're disrespecting me, then it feels like hatred.
Cover it, Jade.
You got any thoughts on that?
Um.
Hey, Jocelyn.
Well.
Or not. Okay, you already know how I feel about respect. If you can't respect me, I can go find me a dog and live a happier life. All right, an interesting take on that.
I mean, I guess I'm trying not to go so left with it by saying it can work both ways and all that. So I'm trying to stick to this.
We need some definitive opinions. All right, so Josh, what up, Josh?
Hey, Josh.
Our alpha man. The man gotta show respect before he can get it. Respect is earned. All right. So,
right.
So while we're getting their comments there,
I like it.
it's not often talked about with women asking for respect. What's up, Marcella? Is that a big thing? You don't often hear women asking, "I need you to," well, you know that one of my biggest things is respect. Or
no, I think that women do ask for that because they're demanding it, especially, in relationships where a woman is being cheated on. They feel like they're being disrespected, or they feel like their man doesn't hold them as an equal, or hold them to equal, or hold them, make them a priority. They feel disrespected.
okay, Ricky is agreeing with you. She says, "I disagree. Women ask for respect, but is it that women harp on respect on the big things, or when it becomes a dire situation? Because men are quite different, I think, and I may be wrong. That's why I'm asking for the women. Because with men, their ask for respect or their thought of disrespect could be you didn't fix their plate."
Yeah, I was just gonna say with men, it's like I won't belittle it and say like little simple things, but it's a lot of their cry for respect is on something that we as women wouldn't even really pay attention to. Like, I guess to the point where it's like you feel that is a sign of disrespect. Like, how is that a sign of disrespect? Okay, whatever. If you feel that's disrespect, let me go ahead and respect you or give you the respect that you feel that you're due in this area. I don't think it's just the big things that women. I think it's just a difference of, I guess, a different way of thinking. Men think this is respect, and women think this is respect.
All
If
right.
you disrespect me over here, it's no bigger or no weightier. It's just how that person feels.
All right, what's up, Crystal? So Rakia says,
Hey.
she says, I feel women want respect from the beginning. We can't get to love without respect. Mm-hmm. I agree with that. So the topic, did you write the topic on?
Yeah.
The topic is respect versus obedience.
Mm-hmm.
So it is true that men are always harping on respect. Mm-hmm. You gotta respect me. You gotta respect me. And then when they're not being respected, then you're disrespecting me, and I don't want nobody disrespecting me, and whatever. And that that toes the line between what I call respect and obedience.
I think most men, when there's a threat to their ego in some way, or their pride in some way, that's when the whole respect, you gonna respect me, or I demand respect. I think that's when that really plays a toll. And I could be wrong. I'm speaking just from a woman's perspective.
No. I want you to hold it because that's vital. So Cedric says, I think women require respect in the eyes of others. Are we equating treating her as a queen as respect?
What is treating her as a queen?
That's just the language of the culture right now. You don't like that?
No, it's like, oh my
God. All right,
God.
so here is my issue with men, like what you said. Because men often put a lot of frivolous things in the category of disrespect. Mm-hmm. And usually what happens is when a man is dealing with ego and pride, which is all based in control, then he's really wanting obedience and not respect. He's really wanting obedience. And when you are not obeying his requests, when you are not obeying his rules and what he asks for you to do, then he calls it disrespect. And when what's up, Patricia? And when that happens, you're not obeying what he's asking you to do and obeying how he wants you to operate. That's us, and he calls it disrespect. That's a sign of an immature, weak, insecure man.
I'd agree.
And it is very unfortunate that there are a great number of immature, weak, insecure men who get women who he thinks that he can control. Mm-hmm. And when she's not dancing to his beat
or falling in line, mm-hmm.
then he calls it disrespect.
Even going as far as saying weak and immature men, sometimes we as women we throw those terms around. You weak, you immature. And it could be they are weak in this area, but what is it that's making them weak to where they have to have these temper tantrums, or where they have to beat on their chest to demand that they're the king or they're the man and they demand respect. I think it goes a little deeper. Just, I guess, cause just saying weak and immature, you know, that's, oh yes, that's right, that's it, girl, or whatever. But we have to really look into that, because it could be something triggering for them that to why they are having their temper tantrums.
Well, the immature part of it could be simply that he may have in his mind the ideal of what a woman should be for him, and that's not reality. And so he stays in this 18-year-old state of, man, when I get me a woman, when I get married, she's gonna do this, she's gonna do this fairy tale. Mm-hmm. That's what I mean as far as immature, that he has not grown to that, and then perhaps he's seen what he thought was a woman respecting a man, in essence, you know, obeying whatever, mm-hmm. and she did everything for him. Or you see the stuff on Instagram where you think, you know, she's doing this for him and she's doing that for him and she's doing this for him and da da da. And so you have this fairy tale idea of what your woman should be, and that's just immature.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then when she's not leveling up to what your unrealistic ideals are or immature ideals are, then you're disrespecting me. And so that's on the immature side. Here's the other side. The other side is when he's insecure, mm-hmm. weak and insecure. All that goes in one. Mm-hmm. Like if you see her talking to somebody or of the opposite sex, mm-hmm. then all of a sudden she's disrespecting you. Or if she laughs at somebody's joke in front of you at a party, then you're disrespecting me. You know.
Oh boy.
This is so. In essence, anything that the woman does, this is for a weak, immature. A man that's not leveled up in his maturity level. Anything she does that triggers your own insecurities, mm-hmm. your own stuff that you got, mm-hmm. she's disrespecting you. Mm-hmm. And it's not, I grow, just don't do this. Mm-hmm. Don't do that, don't do this, don't do that, and follow my rules. I don't have to grow as a man, because all you got to do is just don't trigger me or don't cause things to happen that triggers my insecurities, triggers my weaknesses. Is that what I mean?
Yeah, but you know, that someone said, that's just unrealistic expectations. We're all living our lives.
What's unrealistic expectations?
You know, thinking that something's not going to happen, or that person is not going to trigger you in some form or way. Especially if you just, you know, starting out and that's been your way, your norm, your personality all your life, so to speak. Triggers are going to happen. Stuff is gonna be said, stuff is gonna be done to mm-hmm. push your little buttons or whatever. And so, like you said, you gotta grow. You gotta have experience to teach you. This is how you respond to a situation like that. When this is done, when that is done, this is how you respond. Not the temper tantrum, to show and not wallowing in immaturity and weakness.
Right. And so, when you are faced with this life in a relationship, and you're fussing and arguing and saying, you know, you calling her out of her name, mm-hmm. and you're threatening leaving because the relationship, not just her, but mm-hmm. the relationship and life is causing you to be faced with your stuff, and you mm-hmm. refuse to grow. Mm-hmm. That's the weakness of a man. Yeah. Well, that's a weak man. Because relationships in life will cause you to be faced with your insecurities, cause mm-hmm. you to be faced with your pride, cause you to be faced with your controlling issues. And refusal to grow is you disrespecting me. Mm-hmm. Refusal to grow is requiring her to adhere to your controlling stipulations.
So what would you say would be the
what's wrong with you, girl?
The net. Something. What about you? I got this honey in my hair. No, it went. Anyway.
Oh, I just saw it. Yeah.
It's a net. It's not. I got this honey in my hair. So what would you think would be the? I guess it's a fine line. It's certain. Oh my God. Certain situations where obedience and respect lie. You think there's a thin line, or it should be a well-defined line?
Should be a well-defined line because obedience is not a part of a relationship.
Correct.
Period. Ever. Obedience is not a part of our relationship. I don't need you to obey me. But see, that's the thing. See, here's where we have the problem. Because most men would say, I don't need you to obey me. I just need you to respect me. But if you don't really have a clear understanding of the difference between obedience and respect, because most men ain't going to say, man, I need my wife to obey me. No, you're not going to say that. You're going to say, I need her to respect me. Not really realizing that perhaps your expectations or your requests of her are really asking her to obey you. Because what if, go ahead.
I'm just thinking, so we really need to change them in the vows. That love, honor, obey stuff.
I don't really say that.
No, thank God. Love, honor, maybe cherish, something like that.
Respect.
Obey. Respect, yeah. Obey.
Because then you got idiot women who and men who get into the marriage and say, I gotta honor and obey him. And then you got,
and they think that's flattering.
Right, and you got idiot men who come in and be like, the Bible said you gotta obey me. It doesn't say that. You such and so. What's up, Joe? All right, so Cedric says, all right, obey me, darn it. Drop him. Toot it. Cook. Bathe me.
Cedric.
You write all jokes.
Cedric.
All right, unrealistic expectations. Yes. All right, let's go. Tiffany says, he could have experienced that from a situation as a child and don't know anything else. Perhaps a woman will do all those things like cook, clean, etc., but the man has to do it for her as well.
I think it's balance.
Yeah, but even that need to be said differently, because even with how you said that, Josh, you said that the woman would do these things, period. But you said that the man needs to do it for her, not just do it. And that's what needs to happen. We both live in his house. We both have to clean, cook, eat, and all that. So we both just do it. I don't do it for her because she's the one that's doing it.
Right. It's your house too.
Right. So this is your job, and I'll do it every now and then to help you. That's not the case. No. You do it because you need to eat, so you cook. You do it because both of you want to have a clean environment, and so you're not doing it for her, nor is she. As my Marquita's grandmother says to her all the time, you better keep that man's house clean. But she's not doing it for me. As a wife, you better keep that man's house clean. That man don't want to come home to no dirty house. Keep that man's house clean. It's my house and your grandma.
Okay. Oh God, yeah, these just jokes.
All right. I can't wait for the replay to see that again. Okay. Tiffany says, I know a man who was insecure about the woman in his life, constantly reading books and working on higher education. What happened? I missed it. Tell me what she said. Trends. What's up, Trends, Alex?
Okay, so I'm thinking what she said is he probably was trying to make sure he stayed elevated above all as far as education and knowledge, well learned. That's how you correct. Keep your thumb on somebody because you feel like you're more learned and more knowledgeable. I'm smarter than you, so I'm better than you. Not so.
Right. Yeah. So there is no real thin line between respect and obedience. The thing that's between the line there is immaturity. Either you're mature, so you really want respect, or you immature and you are requiring obedience that you are masking with the word respect. Because often for the man, if I ask you to give me, to fix my plate, I want to be able to come home and the house is clean. I guess if she stays home, or maybe she gets there before he does, I want you to be able to have my plate ready for me. I don't want to come home after a long day and I got to do all this stuff. I got to clean behind you and all that. All this stuff should be ready for me. And when you're not doing it, that's total disrespect. I'm paying all the bills here and all that, and you won't do this. That's not, doing it is not respect. Doing it is just her obeying your requests. Am I wrong?
I mean, right. If you requested it or you're demanding that's what take place, and she's not doing it, now you feel disrespected. It's not disrespect. Well, in my opinion, it's not disrespect. You mad because you asked her or told her, I'm doing all this, you do this, and she didn't oblige.
Now, Patricia says that women are going to do it anyway if she's being treated well. Not true.
Not always, because they
true.
can be being treated well and
And still not doing nothing.
Selfish,
Right.
entitled, feel like they don't want to do that. Regardless, like you can hire somebody, or that's not what I do.
Right.
What I do is toot it, cook it, or whatever, or toot it, and spend it. Yeah.
Because there are some women who will. Some women that's who they are.
Right.
But it's not automatic for a woman because she's a female, and because she's being treated well by men. It's not automatic at all. There are some women who will, but at the end of the day, that is not necessarily always required from every man. You know, every man doesn't need you to cook, clean, all that, and perhaps you have a man who don't want you to do any of that. You know what I mean? So it's not about these traditional roles that you must play and that we're talking about. We're more so talking about. And we can go to the women, but we're not. We're talking about the man tonight. We're more so talking about this man who really is controlling. He's very insecure. He's immature. And the things that he's calling disrespect are simply him wanting her to be obedient to what he tells her to do. Now, I say that word, and that word is a very crass word, and it's a very, out there in your face word. And it's maybe a controversial word, and maybe harder for the man that is immature and insecure to accept what I'm saying, because I said he wants you to obey him. But it is true. That's really what you want. You want her to obey you because that's what controlling is.
Yeah.
The police comes, he's going to control the situation. What does he want you to do? Obey what he tells you to do. Put your hands out. Don't do this. You know what I mean? Answer this question. Put your hands behind your back. Show me your this. He's not giving you options. He is controlling the situation, and you will obey him or you will get arrested or dead. Because he wants you to obey what he's telling you to do.
That's true.
And that's what that is. You know what I mean? So okay, what are people saying?
I don't know. Your comments is not coming up for some reason. All right.
What's up, Nigeria?
Okay, so Tiffany said the guy was mad that she was reading books and getting a higher degree. He felt that she was out of line for wanting better.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a
blatant insecure.
yeah. What you call it, Ricky?
Blatant and glaring.
Insecurity. Yeah, that was straight up insecure.
Women. Okay.
The
The
word
word we are missing. That's Joe. Is love. All need to be done in love. It need to be done in love.
Yeah, but what we were saying first before you say that is that the guy that I got this, I didn't get this from, that I heard speaking was sharing that men don't ask for love, they ask for respect, and if they're not being respected, they see it as disrespect, because if you do respect them, they equate that as love. All right, go ahead.
Kids say I get so sick of the fix my plate argument. Can someone please explain the significance of getting your plate fixed? I think honestly that's a good question. That's an old mentality that I would say women in the 1900s that they had as a sign of respect to their spouses when he would be quote unquote out getting the killing the food, bring it home. Can you cook this? Can you make this? Can you do whatever? The woman cooks it, fix it, and serves him to show the sign of respect. Thank you for going out and getting this meal. Thank you for working so hard. You were outside getting the money for the house. I'm making sure everything in the house is good. So when you come home, you're tired, you're exhausted. I'm just gonna cook your food and fix your plate for you, so you can be served. I think that was their whole mentality.
But it also happens when you go out to weddings and you go out to events or you at the house with even at the house by yourselves, or
they're expected
at a gathering wherein a lot of men want you. If we're out, you fix my plate. I sit down and you fix my plate. You serve me. Well, I guess it's serve me.
Yeah.
And so that's the argument. Like You know what I mean? You see her fixing his plate. You know what I mean? I got to get up and fix my plate and all that.
But yes, right. And then some people hold on to that, and that to them that is a sign of respect, and that's a sign of I cherish you or I put you first, so to speak. So let me make sure I show you I put you first. Let me fix your plate.
See, and I mean, and that's not cool. That's not, nothing about that says respect. It's just I mean, in essence, just a guy being spoiled, catered to, and just kind of being bratish. I mean, be honest, because why can't you? Because she's not there, you gonna get up and fix your plate.
You sure is. If you
So
gonna eat,
why is it that if she's there, I mean, but what does that say? I gotta think about it. What does that say? What does that? Well, I mean, honestly, when I do it, it's just convenience.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she get up, and then it can't make you feel honored. You know, because she's fixing my plate. You know, I feel like a big man. You know, she's up there, and she's making you know, she's putting me first. You know, and she's fixing my plate. And babe, what you want? You know, I guess you can feel catered to, and honor, but all that's ego.
Yeah, because I mean,
respect.
We do it honestly for convenience. We both sometimes half of the time we both cooking, and then okay, let's get the kids fed. So when you want to fix your plate, sure. Okay, you want to fix yours? Okay, it don't matter. And I'm fixing his plate, he's fixing my plate, or we just fix our own plate. It's not that we don't have that issue. I would just say that. Yeah.
And you know, I can fall into that because, you know, it is the society that we live in where you want the woman to fix your place. So I can fall into that, but I understand very well that when I do fall into it, I'm just falling into being lazy. I'm just or taking advantage of your love and allowing you to cater when I can just do it myself. And I pull back. And I'd be like, no, I got it. You know what I mean? And I'd be like, you know.
And unless I say, oh, it's okay. I got it this time. Sit down.
And to be honest with you, there are very many times where, what's up, Carissa? Carissa is finally on.
Okay.
So there are very many times where I will see, and I know this is wrong with my judgment, but I'll see another guy when we're out, sitting there, not moving, waiting like a baby for his woman to go fix his plate. And I immediately be like, I'm not gonna be that guy. Don't touch a plate for me. I'm getting up, I'll fix my own plate. And maybe he's not even being like a baby, but he's just, you know, like, she gotta fix my plate. Oh, she gonna fix my plate. Don't worry about it. Now she gonna fix my plate.
And then you have to also
and I immediately get up, hey, I'm fixing my own plate. Go ahead.
You have to also, when you're out and stuff like that happens, you have to be secure within your own relationship and within your own self, because you're gonna get people with that mindset still. They're gonna judge you, old and young, or they're gonna feel if he was mine or if she was mine, I wouldn't do them like that. Or all that's gonna come. You're gonna be the talk because it happens. But you have to be secure within your own self.
You do.
And within your relationship.
Because then
it's our thing.
Right.
We're good.
You even have guys. Just again, I want to focus on the guys. You even have other guys be like, "Hey man, she don't fix your plate for you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, why you up there fixing your own plate, man? You know, all these people around here. You should be sitting down. She should be fixing your. She should be bringing your food to you. Guys will say that to you, and you've got to be. And then you either corner her at the table or corner her outside, or you texting her at the event, or you wait till y'all get in the car or at home, and now you giving her the business. You can't even respect me in front of, and this has nothing to do with respect. That's nothing to do with respect. This has everything to do with control and to service your ego or service your pride. All right, let's see what everybody's saying.
Yeah. Hey, Miss Kita.
I think it's better for both to serve each other. Pastor Jay, you said it one time in a sermon. You can't compare your relationships to someone else. Absolutely.
That's right. That's right.
Josh.
You're right about it.
All right. Takara, what's going on? All right, go ahead, read it, baby.
I can't lie. I love to cook. I'll cook all day, but I hate fixing plates. I do it, but I don't like it. I love Patricia.
All right, Marquita says,
I don't mind doing it, but it goes both ways. In most cases, my children are smaller, so I have to fix their plates. whether we are at home or at someone else's home. So most times my husband will say, I'll fix your plate. He never expects it, but I will do it.
Right.
Very well.
Now here's the other thing. The immature man, and I say immature because you're going to start, I don't care, for the most part, especially if you're younger and you're getting married, you're going to start off immature, period, for the most part. But oftentimes, men have to go through being jealous.
I was just going to say. Mm-hmm.
Because you catering to everybody else. You done fix our daughter's plate. You done fix the son's plate. You done fix your cousin's plate. You fix your grandma's plate. And you ain't even thought about me. And I had to go through that. Because I remember Marquita would do that all the time. Marquita wouldn't think, when she was with her people, I am not there.
I fell back into my role.
Right, and then if she did fix my plate, she just slopped me something together. I wouldn't have a fork, or wouldn't have something. I'm choking. I wouldn't have nothing to drink. She brought me nothing to drink, and she been going for the last 45 minutes, and I won't get up. I mean, some of my introvertedness would. It's convenient for me. When I want to be introverted, then I don't have to get up because I'll ask Marquita to do it. But when early on, it wasn't happening well.
Tell your truth.
She was not thinking about me, and it would bother me. It would bother me because I'm like, I'm the number one. You know what I mean? I'm priority. I don't care if nobody else get a plate or anything. You need to be letting them know when we here how much you love me. And I am now the number one thing in your life. You be fixing my thing. They need to be seeing this. And it was not happening at all. Where they used to have to tell you, you ain't gonna fix the preacher no plate.
I'm like,
and then she would come, give me some old plastic plate with no fork. And grandma, and all of them, all her aunties, all of them be like, you get that man no paper plate. Get that man a real plate. Huh?
Everybody else can eat on paper plates, but he can't eat on paper plate.
And I'm thinking to myself, how is it that all these other women know how to respect me? And you don't know what you know. And she wouldn't get it right at all, ever. I fix my plate. Don't worry about it. I fix my plate.
Oh, he learned from experience. Oh, Lord Jesus.
All right, Cedric says, I think it's selfish, especially when it's 2 to 8 unruly kids waiting to eat as well. Yeah. Arlene says, slavery mentality. I agree. I love to cater, so I don't mind. I just don't like it. Arlene says they serve each other. That's excellent. Go ahead, baby.
Tell the truth, shame the devil. I wish that joker would serve everyone else and overlook me. Lord, let me go take a shower and chill.
Takesha, what's up?
Hey, Kiki.
Yeah, I mean, and so, but even though that was happening, because it was. It wasn't.
Look now, paper plate or no plate, I'm not washing dishes.
and it was happening, but she was not disrespecting me. I was just not being catered to and brattish and spoiled like I wanted, and she was not favoring me over everybody to make me. My pride wasn't being stroked, and my ego wasn't being polished.
But the balance came in because he shared with me how he felt. It was as if he felt overlooked. And as his wife, I don't want my husband feeling overlooked, especially not by me. And I mean, he should always feel like I'm number one. He should be confident in that space, and within himself and within our relationship, that he is my other half. He's number one. So him actually being a mature man and talking to me about it, me actually having the mind to not get offended, number one. Like, okay, so you was coming for my grandma? You know, stuff like that. You know, I gotta have a more mature mind to hear his heart, hear what he's saying, and understand, okay, as his wife, and he as my husband, this is my other half. So if I'm hungry, he hungry. And I just don't want to have him feeling any kind of way.
Hungry. Say it again, baby.
Hungry. And I don't want to have him feeling any kind of way on my behalf, especially not feeling overlooked or neglected or omitted or anything like that. So I made sure that I did whatever I felt I needed to do. Fixing plates, and then also my grandma and my aunties all in my ear. I can't have that either. So he and I decided we had an actual conversation. What should we do? I mean, the kids are small. Let's get them taken care of, and then I make sure I fix you or you fix me a plate, whatever. He's gotten more comfortable now being around my family members, so he'll get up and unless my grandma tell him, she gonna fix your plate. Marquita, get in there and fix preacher a plate, something like that. Other than that, he's joining right in with the fold, falling right in line, just like me. I fall right in the line, and when I'm there, I get 1,000 orders.
Right, but let me and here's the thing. Although we've had that conversation, having that conversation is good, but what you're asking for are amenities. If I ask Marquita, hey, because I said I felt like I was overlooked, that's early on. I'm saying it because in a mature state, I don't need to say that. I shouldn't feel overlooked in a mature state. That's in an immature state. Having at least been able to acknowledge in my state right now, I actually do feel overlooked. Once you mature, you won't feel overlooked because you understand that this is an amenity if she fixed my plate. And not only that, but she's with her family, so her focus is not me, and she solely, and she's got all kinds of stuff going on. So why put myself in a competition with something I don't need to put myself in competition with? Right. But in an immature state, then I may feel overlooked. And we actually had that conversation. But what I was asking for, and here's what I can say now, hindsight, that I was not asking for her to respect me. I really was asking for her to cater to my my amenity list of wants. I want you to fix my plate first. I want you to make me feel that I'm the most important thing in your life. She can't make me feel that. And that has to be something that I understand or I don't understand, or that I accept or I don't accept. But that's what is happening. I'm really in that state. I'm asking you to and I'm asking you to cater to my my list of amenities that I want. And if she doesn't, and I call it disrespect, then I got growing to do. Don't do that.
Okay. What was this? Cedric says, I feel when this happens. Counseling.
No.
Tell us, Pastor Jay, how did you tell lady how you felt?
Keep going. Patricia says, says yes, and you know me and make them feel some type of way.
Or you won't be getting none.
Alright, go ahead. You want me to read this?
Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay.
In my opinion, that's handed down tradition. I agree. My grandmother always served my grandfather his plate first, then the children. He got the biggest plate and meat that was in the pot. Kids had plastic plates and utensils, and he had the plate, glass, silverware. When he finished, he would call one of the kids to get his plate and put it in the sink.
Girl, my granddad would get up and just walk away. And then everybody looking like, oh, he's done. Somebody got to get the plate.
Joe says, so she's going to fix everybody else's plate, but not fix yours? Nah, man.
And that's the lie, because I fixed his plate. I just didn't fix his plate first.
That's what he just said.
He said, but not fix your plate, meaning I didn't fix your plate at all.
We might as well say you didn't. I mean, I'm sitting here waiting, everybody chewing. And you forgot I was even there.
I fixed my kids and probably my grandma plate.
But that was a long time ago. She still does that, but it just doesn't bother me.
Thank you, Lord. No, I fix your plate first.
But it doesn't bother me because you don't have to.
Right.
Because
you've grown.
I've grown. You know what I mean? And see, that's a good lesson. When you don't require you to do something for me to feel better.
Right.
When I don't require you to do something for us to get over this hump in our relationship. Wherein if I'm having an issue, because you weren't having an issue, Cole. You weren't having an issue of it. I was having an issue. And I can fix the issue where I don't expect you to do that, or I start fixing your plate, or whatever the case may be. And if I need to say how I feel because I just need to say how I feel, which you don't always need to say how you feel, but if I need to, I can say that, but still not require you to do something. That's not
say it in a manner where I can actually hear you, not having a tantrum.
And I also, if I do say something, I need to say it in a manner wherein I'm not telling you this is a need, this is a deal breaker. I need to actually tell you this is actually a want, a desire. That if you don't do it, I just don't get it. But you're not disrespecting me if you don't do it. I'm not neglected. I'm not overlooked. All these things that I could be accusing you of, when all I have to do is just grow myself.
Yeah. Got a lot coming in. Let's see. Got a lot more to do. You're not wrong for wanting that. We want it too. It's understandable. I agree, but I have a thing with feeding the kids first, because adults can fend for themselves. That's what most people say too. You fixed it last with the leftover crumbs. No, I didn't. Don't say that, because I fixed this plate before I fixed mine. So now, bring me your phone and go in timeout. Oh gosh, just have to look at us with this healthy dialogue.
So going back to the whole respect versus obedience. When a man is really not growing, and it's the same for women, but again, we're talking about men tonight. When a man is really not growing, and he's got married, and like, man, now I really have a living. He's not gonna say this, but this is what's really happening. I have a living maid now. I have a living cook now. I have a living porn star now. I have a living adult who do what I ask him to do. You know what I mean? When he's in that state, whether he's saying it or not, but when he's in that state, he's wanting you to obey him out of his sense of, or his need for control, because being able to control makes him feel empowered. It makes him feel powerful, and he has not gotten to the level to where he understands what true respect is. When you understand what true respect is, it's the same respect that you require from your coworker or your boss that you're going to require from your mate. We all of a sudden put this heavier burden on our mate.
But like, as if we're supposed to complete you, do everything that, you know.
Because we feel like this is our possession.
Right.
But you allow your coworker or your boss or whomever or your peer to disagree with you, and you don't call it disrespect, to not cater to you, you don't call it disrespect. But then when the person that you deem as your possession, they must agree with you. Because if they don't disagree with you, if they disagree with you, then it's disrespectful. If they don't cater to you, it's disrespectful. So that's when you get to a level of maturity, the same respect that you require from others becomes the same level of respect you require from your spouse. And with your spouse, you can also enjoy other wants and some of your desires being met by them. What's wrong?
Cedric is retarded. Did she just cut you off? How disrespectful. How you gonna handle that, bro? No, I didn't. Okay, so, oh God, Cedric threw me off. What about those who have that women are second-class citizens concept?
What about it?
That's a whole different. I mean, that's just a whole added weight to it, because if he sees you as lower than him or less than him, or you're not as equal, if you're not his equal, then the whole respect and obedience thing is going to be, they're going to be like simultaneous for him.
Absolutely. Again, if he's in that mindset where the woman is second class, and he's just he may seem powerful and strong and manly, but he is a weak, insecure, sorry something of a man. That's as simple as that. What did Crystal say, baby?
Let's see. Don't go. Said it. Crystal says, okay, so what about the woman serving? Oh, I got ears. In the bedroom. If she doesn't do nothing, is wrong. If she doesn't and nothing is wrong with her, would that be considered disrespectful or disobedient?
So she doesn't give it up?
Pretty much, yeah.
To some men, yeah. I mean, I don't know, baby. I'm really on this side of the maturity line. I'm not. I got a long way to go still, but I'm on the mature line. I've understood that anything I want from you is a want. She's not required to do anything with me and give me anything. And I was thinking about this the other day. Like, say for instance, if you're not here for 40 days or for 6 months, I can't have anything. Right? But if you are here, I still can not get it. Or let me go back. So if you're gone for 6 months or whatever, I can't get it, and I'm not even asking for it because I can't get it. Right? You're here, and I'm not bothered by that. You know what I mean? I know you've been going this long time, whatever. I'm not, whatever. It is what it is, and I've got my mind set on that. But it's like if you're here, and I have access to it, you just want it because I have access to it.
Right. I was gonna say that's the difference.
But when you get to the point to where you demand it, and now you fussing and you hollering and we having arguments because you're not getting it. That's because, I mean, if you were fine when she wasn't there and you couldn't get it, don't all of a sudden make it an obligation that you must have it because it's near you. You know what I mean? So when she's not giving it, then that's her choice. I mean, it doesn't make for the greatest relationship, just being quite honest.
Right.
But it doesn't make for the greatest relationship, and it's still her choice. It's still her body. What do you say to that? Forget all that. I'm asking you a question.
They haven't signed it over here. I agree with you. I agree. I get my thought together. No, seriously. No, I agree. I mean, it's the same way for a woman. Because we have access to it, we feel like we can control it, or we feel like
turn it on, turn it off.
Yeah, bro. If I have access to it when when I want it, I have access to it. But if you're gone on a trip or wherever, if you not there, because it's all about, I guess, mindset and wisdom and the choice. Because of course it's free cat out there everywhere. So if you choose to step out and do, get it just to scratch that itch, then, I mean, that opens up a whole nother set of worms or argument.
If you go out the house?
Yeah. Just to get that itch scratched. But my thing is, if you use wisdom and you made up your mind, it's here, it's hers. If I want something, I just ask. If she says no, okay.
Right.
I try to get another thing.
You're supposed to be my wife.
I am.
Right.
Supposed to be.
Right.
I am. It's just, this is just not happening.
I ain't signed up for this. All right. Let's see what people are saying.
Script. Talk about scripts, man.
This is respect.
Something else.
Like, okay. Well, go ahead.
You got a poll? He said that's not what his Bible said.
Go ahead.
Oh, yes, you can. Let me show you my silver briefcase. I shall have what I decree. Oh, what are you boy? Oh, my gosh. It belongs to me.
That's a song.
Oh, my gosh.
Did you turn the light down?
I don't know.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Okay. It's yours and you want it now.
JG.
Oh, my
What is
goodness.
it? JG Whitworth?
877 cash now. Some requests are just labors of love. This is what Joe says. We do what we are asked because of who we love. because we love them, and making our spouse happy is something you want to do when you love them.
Yeah. But see, that's good. See, that's what you say, request,
not demands.
Not demands. So because you love them, and you want to, if you don't want to do something, but you love them and you don't mind giving them what they're asking for, it's because you love them. You know what I mean? So it's like Joe says, it's a request, not a demand. But in an immature state, it's a demand, and you may not say it's a demand. But when you saying you disrespect me as a husband, I mean as a wife, because you're supposed to be doing this, you're supposed to be doing that, then that's when you know it's actually a demand out of your immature state, asking or wanting to control.
Yeah, because that's when you throw on the guilt trip,
right?
Or the disapproval and the disgust, all that comes in, and you're not as manipulative,
right?
And you shouldn't have to manipulate your way into cat, nothing. Hey, Nigel.
What up, Nigeria?
Right.
Elder Woodworth was prophetic. 877 cat now. All right.
Oh,
so
God.
That's my take on respect versus obedience. I also say that most men will have to take that class. And it will take some time for them to graduate from actually requiring obedience out of control to enjoying life with your spouse as she respects you.
So Carissa says, what if you have a spouse that's struggling with ED or some type of medical condition? Then conversations will need to be had. And whatever you and that spouse decides to cure that itch or to curb that itch, then that's what you guys should honor within your marriage.
What is it?
Or your
no
relationship.
excuses. Male peak performance is open. Some things are demands, like take that dress off.
It's too tight.
It's too tight.
When you think, where you think you're going?
Right.
That's a whole nother.
That's a demand. Like
That's a demand.
It's a demand.
Yeah, that's a demand.
It's a demand that can be met with a no.
And then it's an issue.
And now you disrespecting me. How you gonna go out there like this?
Because this is my body.
You disrespecting me.
Yeah.
Now, of course, you know what I mean. She may not, because you say, "Oh, I didn't know that makes you uncomfortable for me to go out there like that." Or she may say no. And if she said no, it's probably because she's like, "I want this attention."
Right.
And that's okay. If that's okay in your relationship.
Oh, I was saying their relationship, yeah.
Yeah, she may like, that may be why she's saying it, because she actually likes the attention. And she may not even.
Or she could just be rebellious.
Yeah.
And like, nobody will tell me what to do. If I want to do this, this is what I want to do.
Man, you got a whole issue on your hands, because she got some issues. Which, we're not talking about her issues tonight. We're talking about the man issues. But she definitely got some issues. If. Yeah. I'll just put it that way.
But you say you better enjoy how I look and go on.
Oh, yeah. So, if you're a guy, or if you are a guy that is in this situation wherein you're actually operating out of control and a demand of obedience, you are causing havoc on your life and your relationship. You're causing unnecessary stress, and it's just it's gonna get bad for you before it gets better.
Chantel said, and take them ugly shoes back.
Don't be demanding. Don't be demanding stuff that you don't. Yeah, don't be demanding stuff that you don't need to be demanding on. I didn't say nothing about the wig you bought. Don't say nothing about these shoes.
Child. It's going
But if you do have a medical situation, I mean, that's medical.
that happens.
If you all of a sudden you unattracted to him and you turned off, and you just are not feeling him because he's got a medical situation, then you got an immature problem. Because he's got a medical situation. You know what I mean? If he's got ED, what was the other one?
ED.
Yeah, if he's got ED, then that's a medical situation. And if you if you are having a problem I mean, if you're not attracted to him now, I mean, perhaps that could be understandable.
I mean, some women
It's shallow,
have,
but it could definitely be understandable.
Some women have issues where it's, you know, it can't get.
Yeah, but we're talking about him.
Okay, let's talk about him.
So if he has that medical issue, and you are shallow, if you all of a sudden I don't, you know, you see him as less of a man, you're not attracted to him, and whatever, you're shallow. Mm-hmm. However, go to your doctor and figure this out, because it happens, you know.
They're going at it. Joseph and his wife. I go at it. He told her he the man. She don't talk about his business on his app. She told him don't get sensitive now.
I know that's right. Ooh. Now you keep bothering Joe. You gonna be talking about you disrespected me. All right, good night. Y'all share this.
They got one whole minute.
Y'all share this. Good conversation tonight. I'm tired. I'm ready to go to bed.
Yeah, for real.
Good conversation. Grow up. The more you, the quicker you grow up, the better you enjoy your relationship.
I was just yes. I would I second that. The quicker on both sides, the quicker you mature and grow up and understand that you are actually in an actual relationship, compromise, give and take, and understanding is needed, you will start to enjoy your relationship. Because it's like it's spats, you know, they'll happen here and there, but actually having hard, drag out arguments and about, you know, stuff that could be settled with understanding and conversation. Whew, we haven't been together 16 years for that.
Right. And one more thing, off topic, but on topic always, how to make love work. We have finished our 60-day workout challenge. It took us maybe 300 days to finish it, but we finished it. There were a whole lot of obstacles in between as to why it took as long as it did, but we just didn't quit. Now, and the other thing, we're not fitness gym rats. We're not fitness gurus. We don't really exercise. You know, we didn't before this. So, and doing this type of rigorous challenge was just that. It was rigorous, but we made it through.
Thank you, Jesus.
And we're glad about it. Not only that, but the other goal that we met was not only finishing it, but finishing it together as a couple. I know there are times where when I know Marquita was sick at one point, I would not go, or I would not post a run that I had done if she wasn't with me, because we were doing it together. We were going to do these together, and most people can't. Most people's, a lot of couples' relationship is not that solid to actually do a thing together. So we finish it, and we had no battles.
Oh no! Well, my battle was when
I mean, arguments between one another and fussing and carrying on about that. There were some times
when I was running.
Yeah. we out there on the street, and she get a little attitude because I'm like,
tired. Stop telling me what to do.
Yeah, and I just leave it alone.
I'm gonna finish.
Because I need my breath to run, not be fussing with you.
And I'm trying to live, not die.
So we
these streets.
Yeah. And the third thing that we accomplished was that we've made this a habitual lifestyle. So
just not every day.
We're in it now. We're in it. Y'all share this, please. Share. Good night. We love y'all. Thank y'all for hanging out with us. And we mean it. You know, I know y'all don't have to get on this with us, but thank y'all for hanging out with us every time we get on. What's up?
I like what Joe said. He said it needs to be a topic for men our age. We have a hard time growing up inside of marriage. That's so true. Because you get in, because a man and woman does too. But let's talk about men. A man get into a marriage and he settles into what he feels this needs to be. Right. So there's no growth. This is what it is. I mean, this is what I'm wanting. This is what I desire. And I got you, and you love me, so I don't have to grow. You accept me for who I am, and that's it. This is what it's gonna be. And you can create a life of misery because you refuse to grow. All right. Good night for the third time. Bye. Good night.